Wedding speeches have been around for a long time, and while the traditional speeches seem to be getting stronger with each passing year, many wish their speeches had been forgotten for a lot of reasons, while others may relive those moments over and over again with the audio and video recordings for years. If you want to give one of those legendary speeches, then you're going to need to prepare well in advance. It doesn't matter if wedding speeches aren't your cup of tea. Most people aren't born with the gift to speak, and it takes to learn a few tricks of the trade and the willingness to spare some time to prepare for the speech. To begin with, you ought to look at your speech not as just something that you have to do, but it's an honor given to you by the newlyweds to represent them and their best interest at their wedding. Secondly, realize that the trust that they've given you to do a good job, to provide a good quality speech for them. The best man and the maid of honor get to have all the fun. They're the lucky ones. They get to add in all the personal stories and the anecdotes and the jokes and the funny stories about the bride and groom. But if that's your charge for this particular wedding, be careful. Don't get caught up in the moment and embarrass the newlyweds, because you'll be the one that's embarrassed. Wedding speeches don't have to conform to the tradition now. The best man has a liberty to add a significant amount of humor to his speech. He's expected to. On the other hand, the father of the bride usually delivers a sincere, more emotional type of speech. However, what's important is that the words flow from your heart, the good memories, emotional moments, some humorous, but the important thing is to just be yourself. Let me give you a tip that the pros use. When you're introduced and you stand up to give your speech, take a deep breath, pause for a moment, and pan the room with your eyes. If you want to look at all the back row, the people in the back row, look them right in the eye. Now, this is going to seem like it's going to take hours. It takes literally about 3 seconds to do this whole thing. It's a serious trick. It's used by all major public speakers. What it does is anchor you as the speaker, stops everything in the crowd, and focuses the crowd on you. Now, that can be a little nerve-wracking, but remember, everyone there wants you to be successful. They want your speech to go well. So from there, just start in. Well, that's easy for me to say, I realize, and we both know that writing and presenting a speech in front of a couple of hundred of your closest friends and relatives really is just a monster task. Hello, my name is Jonathan Brady, and I've been in the professional event planning business for years. Events that have included a lot of really important people, and in almost every case, those in the wedding party will ask me, someone in the wedding party, at least one, will ask me for help in writing a wedding speech. You didn't think they wrote these smooth, impressive speeches all by themselves? Not at all. What do I do? Where do I send them? Take a look at the website on the screen, getfreeweddingspeeches.com. First, I tell them to go to this site and use the 3 speeches that are there. They're free. Cut and paste, add, subtract, do whatever you want. They're free. If they want to review and browse and choose from other professionally written speeches, they can find everything they need right on that one site for less than the bottle of a wine. That's the secret. They didn't spend days fretting over a wedding speech, stomach tied up in knots. Instead, they bought a professionally written speech for less than $25 and spent the time practicing the presentation. Be a pro. GetFreeWeddingSpeeches.com.